Fall has come and gone. That means it's time to get the sheep to the desert and the winter range. We have spent the last while in hay fields where the sheep feed off the alfalfa fields and spend time with the bucks to get bred. As we get ready to move to the desert, we need to gather the sheep out of the many hay fields that we're in and bring them back to the ranch so we can get them on trucks and out to the winter range. Most of the fields we're in are close enough to the ranch that we're able to trail the sheep across fields, dirt roads, and the occasional highway to get back to the corral so we can load. We try and avoid crossing and trailing on highways whenever possible. We don't want to be on them any more than we have to. Please be patient with us as we cross or move down the road. Safety is our number one priority, both ours and yours. We do our best to move through as quickly and safely as possible so we can all get on with our day. The first herd that needed to go to the desert was spread out between several different places. All the trucks went to one place to load the majority of the sheep, and my truck went to gather up the single load somewhere else.
Got to set up a corral so we can run these sheep in. We're going to peel off 250 of them, run them through the big chute, onto the truck, head to the desert.
Got our corral built, backed in the truck, and used the dogs to round up the sheep out of the field so we could get to loading. We only needed 250 out of this herd to add to the one heading to the desert in order to make our numbers right. So we built a small corral and only put in a few at a time while a guy held the rest of the sheep close by. With all the sheep we needed loaded on the truck, we turned the rest back into the fields and headed to meet the other trucks on the way to the winter range. After about 3.5 hours in the truck, we made it to where we needed to be. We set up the chute and started unloading. With all the sheep unloaded, the camp set, and the trucks turned around, it's time to move on to the next herd. We always try to get an early start on the day when we need to move sheep. We have a long ways to go, and it usually takes all day to get the sheep gathered, loaded, hauled, and everything set up when we get to where we're going. Luckily, we do it enough, the sheep have learned to load really well and usually fly on the trucks as fast as we can load them.
It's a beautiful morning today, got all 3 trucks loaded. We're ready to hit the road. Getting some panels loaded in the trailer and horse and four-wheeler and everything ready to go. Hook up the camp and we'll be out here and head to the desert. Made it out. Getting some snow as we speak. Gonna get these sheep unloaded onto the water troughs right there. Get them out and get feeding.
Just like everywhere else we go, we are always happy to see the sheep hitting the winter range and moving on to the next stage in the year. It takes a lot of moving, driving, trailing, and working to get all the sheep moved from the fall to the winter ranges. And it doesn't always go quite as smooth as these herds. Stay tuned for part 2 and find out what happens when we go to load sheep and are missing more than a third of the herd.
My number's 435-262. If you're a single woman and want to go on the next run, call me.